Hello nice humans, I'm here with my December journal, which you can see is, you know, filling up nicely. I haven't been filming the processes, it just kind of hasn't worked out that way for me this December, but I did want to share some stuff, so I thought I'd hop on and just do some real-time journaling, so that way, I mean, that's the easiest way for me to get this out to you nice and quickly, so you can see a bit of what's been going on and what I'm doing in this journal. So you can see there's heaps of writing in there. I've been doing some drawings, some photos when the family has been together. I'm doing some photos but not stacks. This is a card that my brothers made for Artie, so I had to stick that in there. Some more little photos hidden in here. I'm not doing this as like a December daily this year. Rather than trying to come up with one story a day and just keeping that to one page or like one sort of insert or something like that, I'm just telling the stories as and when they arise, which means that like these pages here that I'm currently showing you, these were all from when we went away to my brother's place, and we were only there overnight, but it was a really nice family time and there were lots of stories to tell, so I ended up taking up a bunch of pages for that. And there have been other quiet days this December where I haven't put anything in, and I'm fine with that. I'm definitely doing plenty of journaling this time because I want to be reflecting on the things that we're doing. I'm in a sort of reflective place right now, so I'm just going with that. And yeah, so there's heaps of stuff that's going in here, but it's just going in as I want it to, if that makes sense, rather than following any particular kind of structure or rules or anything. This page is almost done, but I'm going to put a bit of like some gold accents or some shiny accents around the edges because it just looks a little bit empty in the corners there. This is a page in progress. This is going to have a bit more gold and stuff on it too. But these are our Spotify lists for the year. I'll show you those when they're finished. But I just wanted to pop on and just do a little bit today, and I thought it'd be fun to do it together. So I have got this page here, which is actually a little pocket made out of some beautiful paper. It's reasonably delicate, so I don't know that it's necessarily the wisest choice to make for a pocket, because obviously when you do that, you are sort of, every time you look at it, you're interacting with it, so there's an opportunity for something to tear or at least weaken. But I'm just going to go with it, and if it breaks over time, I'll just tape it up or sew it up, you know, like it's so pretty and I just want to use it. So you can see this is Job's artwork. He sent out to his patrons, he sends out like postcards. I can't remember what tier I'm on, but I'm on the one that gets you postcards. And he does like original art, and I just thought this little gnome looked really cute and sort of fitted in with the overall vibe of this journal, which is a little bit sort of kitsch and sweet. So I just stuck that in there because that was a thing that happened that day. Anyway, so I'm going to be using this pocket here, and I have just a little story to tell. And I thought I would I've got this piece of, it's actually it looks like craft card, but it's actually printed on there, and it's just the right size and shape to slot into this here. And it doesn't go all the way to the bottom, so you can tell it's in there to pull out, but I'll probably put something on the top when I'm finished so that we know that there's something in there. And I've got this little Instax photo, which I have printed in black and white because it was an action shot, so it's like busy and messy. It's not like an artistic picture, it's not super pretty, but it's got the moment that I wanted to capture. And this little mini Mentos packet, so I'm just going to tell the story of this afternoon. And whenever you have a piece that goes into a pocket like this, you've got two sides to work with, so I'm going to do that. When I journal, I often, like when I'm actually physically writing, I kind of need to go a bit quiet. So when I'm adding words to this, I will probably yeah, go quiet. So I might, you know, end up adding a little bit of music or something if that's the case, but otherwise I'm just going to chat with you. So if you can hear me rustling, I'm going through a little set of drawers that I have on my desk where I've got little bits and pieces of like note paper like this, and torn papers, little bits that I've chopped off other things, and that's where I reach when I want to find something to write a little bit of journaling on. This is actually, these are cards from Muji's little pack of like business card sized cards, but they're just plain and they're made of bamboo paper. So that might be a nice thing to journal on. I could do something like that. The other thing that I could do, which I always enjoy, is adding like a label rather than a piece of paper. So that's sort of what I'm thinking. Maybe I'll tear the top of this. Well, that can be the bottom edge. So I just want to, yeah, I'm just going to do a little bit of journaling. So the pen that I want to use, I just have been using my Muji pens, and I think I'm going to stick with that for now. This is just a 0.38 millimeter gel pen. So okay, so that's just a little story about what we were doing. One of our good friends has her birthday in December, and so she has appeared in pretty much all of my December journals and albums and things, because that's often one of the main fun events of our Decembers is Katie's birthday. So this is a picture of Sarah Jane and her. They were singing, well, she was being sung to because we were singing Happy Birthday. So it's just a little bit of journaling on that. And I think for now I'm just going to stick it down with double-sided tape. Part of me wants to embellish it a little bit, but I'm not sure what I want to do. So what I'm going to do to make it possible for me to come back and add more things if I want to is just stick a bit of tape sort of around the center of where I'm putting the element down. Oops, that's upside down. So that I've got the opportunity to come back and like tuck things in around the edges if I want to. It can be a bit fiddly, but if you're not sure what you want to do, it's a way of sort of keeping your options open. You can obviously do that with glue as well, but I have this tape here, so I'm just going to go with it. So that's sort of the beginning of what's happening on here, and I can come back and add more if I want to, but in the meantime I'm just going to flip over and work on the other side. Katie had a advent calendar that she'd brought along, which she hadn't actually started, and we were already up to the 16th of December. So she was like, I can't eat all of these lollies in one go, so help me with my advent calendar. And of course we were very happy to oblige. It was a Mentos and Chupa Chup one, so they were all just lollipops and Mentos. So they were very yummy. And one of the things that was in there was candy cane Mentos. And we were like, oh wow, you know, exciting and different. We don't see that very often. And then we thought about it for a second and we were like, isn't Mentos like normal Mentos candy cane flavored? And they've just put a stripy packet on it. And then there was much like deliberation as to whether this particular kind of minty lolly was the same or different from usual. So that was a fun little moment, which I enjoyed. So again, I just want to put that in there as a little reminder. And I've kept the packaging. The packaging is like, doesn't really go with the rest of the pages in the journal. And when I have things like that I want to include, but I think might be a little bit visually jarring, this is exactly what I do. I put them inside a pocket so that they're there, but they're not just sort of like front and center visually. So you kind of helps keep the cohesive look of the journal overall, but you're not actually sacrificing the things that you want to remember. I'm deciding whether I want to use the same paper as I did on the front for journaling or just use something different. This journal is very hodgepodgey and mishmashy, and I'm really enjoying that. It's making me feel quite free to just do whatever I want. and not overthink things too much, which is really good, because once I start overthinking, things start taking a lot longer, and they start getting more stressful, and then I start going and putting things off, and you know, it gets harder. So letting it be patchy and messy is part of what's helping me actually get this project done, and tell the stories that I want to tell. That was a tangent, and now I'm trying to remember what I was going to say. Oh yeah, I'm deciding whether I want to just use the same paper or something different, which, you know, at the end of the day isn't actually a massive life-altering decision, you know. So I should probably not overthink that. If I go like this, then I can put a bit of washi or something at the top there, and add a bit more colour, which might be nice, especially because this red might need balancing with maybe a bit more red at the top. So I'm going to do some more journaling and just tell that story that I just told you. Okie doke. So that's done, and now I want to stick this down. I've left a little bit of space at the top where I can put some washi. I have written pretty close to the bottom, so I don't want to overlap the text with my little bit of packaging here. I'm going to do the same thing as I did on the other side by adding a bit of tape to the middle before committing to sticking it all the way down. Hope you guys are enjoying your December journaling too, and it's not feeling like a you know, a chore, that you are just remembering to stay present in the actual living of your December and just enjoying it and finding lots of lovely stories to tell and enjoying the actual creativity of telling those stories, whether that's in a traveler's notebook or whatever other format you're choosing. I'm enjoying the chill approach this year, and it's working for me. So I've got two sides here. So yeah, part of me wants to just add a little something, just sticking out, maybe like a little tab or something like that, like not a lot, just, actually I'm gonna put a date stamp on here because I think that always looks cute on Instax photos. So this was the 16th. I'm not being too worried about dating and page numbers and things for the reason I said earlier, like I'm not doing this daily, but for things like a birthday, the date is actually, you know, significant. Now I'm using Stays on ink because that doesn't smudge on the Instax, like the Polaroid surface, because that's quite slick and it's not absorbent the way that paper is. But I have found in the past that it is kind of slippery, and I have found that when I stamp on it, it sometimes slides a little bit. So if it does that, oh well, but I'm hoping it doesn't, so I'm just going to be careful. Nice. And I even got the year right. I often you know, update the date of the month and the day, but then, oops, but then you know, I have it in the wrong year. So that's good. I've dropped the lid of the ink onto here and it smudged it a little bit, but it's just a little bit of black ink and I don't think it's actually too much of a problem. So I'm just going to leave it, because if I try and wipe it off it will smudge and then that will be annoying. So I think I just want, yeah, like a little tab sticking out from the side or something like that. In my Christmas journaling, what I've done is I've made myself a little book. This is a book that's got little pockets in it. I've got a couple of these which I've had for a while, and they're really handy when you want to make like a little capsule collection for a particular project. So this year I've put some stuff in here for December daily, and I've just, so when I take it out to go journal somewhere else, or when I'm sitting at my desk and I don't want to search through, you know, my whole collection of stuff, it's a really handy thing to be able to go to. So I've got this one, and I've got another one that's got like more stickers and things in it. But I think this might be, how pretty are these stamps? They're gorgeous. They're from Sticky Club, I think. I don't think I'm going to use those though. So these are just little tab stickers, which might be fun. You could stick it like actually on the photo. Some cute green. Again, I don't want to overthink it because that's going to get real boring real quick for both you and I. Could even go on here, and then that way it will cover up the little bit that I smudged. I know it seems silly to like fold it over because you're not actually going to see the back, but if I do, it won't stick down, so it will be a little element that can actually have a little bit of dimension, which I think is cute. Yeah, you know, it's not much, but it's a little extra splash of colour, and that's cute. And then on here, I think I just want to put a bit of washi, like I said before. So this is a very simple page. There's not a lot to it, and again, that's how I am approaching it this year and why it's working for me. I've got this tape here, which is sort of like a mottled red. Some of it's darker than, some sections of it are darker than others, so I'm looking for a section that's got some of the darker red on it because I think that it will need that to stand out against the darker background. So I'm going to put that on here. It seems to want something here as well, so I'm wondering if I put some, this is me rattling in my little drawers again. Maybe a bit of, so I don't want to make it too busy. If I add another texture, like another print, I think it will start to look too much. But a little bit of transparent, or translucent, like tracing paper gives us another visual element that is not going to get too busy. I'm going to do that. And because I have only adhered in the middle, I can tuck it in easily. And that's extra good because it means I don't have to put glue anywhere that's visible on the old tracing paper, which is good because you can see the glue through it if you put it where it's not overlapped by something else. So this way I can stick it down without having any glue showing. Okay. Yep, I wonder if I might also just put a bit of that on this side as well. Just tuck it in on here. Yep. Where did I put my glue? I'm always putting it down somewhere different each time, which means that I end up hunting around on my desk for it endlessly. Okay, I might just put a little bit down here too. This is clearly the thing that is going to help me feel like it's all been brought together. Not perfect, but it's good enough. So I'm just tucking it in underneath, and the glue that I've put there will hold the tracing paper in place and also help start holding down the edges of these papers. And I'll just stick them down as well. Because this is going to be going in and out of a pocket, it's helpful to make sure that they are, once I know where I want things to go, that they are stuck down well, because otherwise they do get caught sometimes on the top of the pocket, especially when it's double-sided. Like, you think you're putting it in and then these ones lift as you're trying to, and they get caught yeah, on that paper. So I'm just going to make sure they're glued down reasonably well. And the other thing that I want to add is just some gold paint. So on a lot of the pages, I actually have a couple that I still want to do it on, but on a lot of pages in here I have been putting just some speckly bits of shiny paints. I'm not sure if you can see it on there. And that is turning out to be something that I'm really enjoying on my pages. You can see there too, like it's adding a bit of festive prettiness and sparkle, which is always good. So I'm gonna continue that on here as well, and that helps me like fill in little corners with something in a way that means I'm not adding anything that is, again, like super busy. I'm just actually going to put a little bit more tape under here for the same reason that I was just saying before, because it's going to go in and out of that pocket. I just want to make sure that this is stuck down well. So this is a little fiddly thing. That is just worth doing. It's also worth making sure that the ink is dry before you start handling your photos too much, because that will definitely have would definitely have smudged if it wasn't dry. Luckily stays on dry pretty quickly because it's alcohol based. I'm going to put some tape on here too, I think. Just a bit of washi, maybe a different one. This is the bit where I start fussing and fiddling. So I'm going to put some of the gold on there, but I might not do that in real time because that might get a little bit tedious for you guys watching. So I'll show you what the gold looks like in the photos at the end. So that's going to pop into this little pocket here. And be the story of Katie's birthday. I think I do need to put something on there to help us remember to pull it out. And I actually want to put something, now that I look at it, on the outside, just to indicate what's inside. I don't always do that. Sometimes it's nice just to have it as a little surprise when you pull it out. But I think what I might do is, I've got this little label here, which I'll show you. It's really pretty. I might just put that here because it's sort of the right shape for this quite vertical sort of arrangement of bits. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick that on, and I might stamp on it. Again, I'll do that off camera, and I'll show you in the photos. I'll just stamp Katie or birthday or similar on there, and that will give us a little indication of what's inside. So yeah, pictures will come up next and you can see how it's finished. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. I'm hoping to share a bit more of this journal with you soon, and I'll definitely do a flip through when it's finished. And yeah. you.